just woke up I legit just woke up like 5 minutes ago. It's 9 o'clock and my driving instructor isn't here. Oh my god. I just woke up like 3 minutes ago.
Oh.
Still pretty tired.
Yeah, I wasn't too far before you. Well, let some cold air blow on you, and hopefully that'll help wake you up.
Yeah.
Because we need you awake for this lesson.
I drank some caffeine, so it should be.
Oh, good. Should be kicking us.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. You have your temps with you?
Yes, I.
Okay. So, just take us out of here and take us out to Genoa. You start even thinking about sitting and making a name change. Okay. You know when that's too cold. You can always remember you can move these vents.
Yeah.
Okay, just steer them away from you. I was sitting over there yesterday, so I got that one right on me.
I was heating up my bed, so it's fine.
Oh, good. Okay. Very good. I just had this recharged, this air conditioning, so it should be colder than it was the last time. tight, tight, tight. Get up there. Speed limit out here is 40. Good. Now, today we're also going to be talking about ways that you can tell if a light is going to stay green or turn red. Okay. There are ways that you can tell by telling whether the light is stale or fresh green. Okay. We're learning about fresh green and stale green from Mr. Wilson. A fresh green light is one that you've just seen turn green, or that you see traffic is just starting to move away in big bunches. Your light's red up here, so you want to slow it down. Remember, look way up there and see what the lights are doing. Okay, all those visual skills. Yeah, what are they doing with this? They're probably going to make that light. No, that's going to be a right turn. All this for, yeah, boy, this is new. This is the first time I've been through here since they opened this. Alright. So, just seeing bunches of cars just leaving the light, okay, that is going to mean that the light is fresh, okay. You see cars just speeding through, zipping through the light, then the light's been green for a long time, and it's probably stale. Okay, it's not a hard and fast rule. It's more of a guideline. Okay, it's not always exact science. Okay, good. That's fine. Just keep it right here. Watch your speed and give yourself 4 seconds of following distance there. Good. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So watching the other traffic, this is why we're developing these visual skills. Okay? Because you got to be watching to see what's going on out here so that you can know what's going to happen. Okay? Now these cars are just leaving. You
So
see the
that's
bunch. It's
fresh.
probably going to be a fresh light, so you're probably good to stay at 40. Of course, you're going to slow down for this guy to make his turn. There you go. Good. And then go ahead and continue along at 40. See how that works?
Yeah.
Okay. Another way that you can tell is if you can see the pedestrian walk boxes on either side. When the little white guy walking is on those, okay, the light is fresh green, it's going to stay green for a while. Okay. If the light is flashing the red in, it is warning the people in the crosswalk that they need to clear the crosswalk because the light is getting ready to turn. And it's also telling us that the light is getting ready to turn. Okay? And go down. And we're going to make a lane change to the left. So signal left. Here, window. Keep your speed up. Push there we go. And turn your, we're going to keep going. Turn your signal off. And then our lane closed. So we're going to slow down. We're going to make a lane change back to the right. Mirror, window. And then let's make another lane change back to the left. Mirror, window. Good. And signal off. And I'm going to save my suspension. So normally slower traffic would stay to the right. And that would be us because we're going the speed limit. Okay, so this one, the little white guy's walking, and we're all good. Did you see that walk box?
Yeah.
Okay, so another way that you can tell. If the light is solid red, the red hand is on solid, not flashing. And that guy should have chosen his closest available lane, right? Instead of this one out here. If the light is solid red, the red hand is solid, then you can pretty much bet that if the light hasn't turned red yet, that it's just about to. Okay, it's going to any second. Okay, so those are some other ways that you can tell just by. We're going to work on that on our way back up and on our way back down. Stay right in the middle of your lane. You can see these cars going up over all of these bumps and stuff. So this lane's not that much better, but stay more to the left in this case. Okay. This lane over here is a little bit different than the one over there. This one you have to stay right in the middle of it. Not too close to this guy. Give him some space. If he has to stop suddenly or something, we want some space to be able to brake and get stopped before we end up in his bed in his truck there. This lane's green. Walk boxes. Oh, there's one over there. It's count 14. Okay, good. Brake coming down here. This guy's all this one. Walk box with the white guy walking. So good. I apologize about my front window. It's not really this hazy outside. A lot of it's coming just from this window being dirty, so. Right in the middle of the city here is a railroad track. There you go. Those tracks are smoother than most of the rest of the road, which is kind of sad.
Sad but true.
Sad but true. Downtown area, start looking for some signs that are going to tell you what's going on with your speed.
Like speed limit 25 up
It's
there.
going to be going up here to 25, correct? Not very far up here. They'll give you too much warning. So 25 now. Slow down a little bit. Slow down. You're at 30. Slow down to 25. There you go. This is the speed limit in a downtown area like this, okay? Because there's more traffic, there's more people around, there's more bicycles around, there's just more stuff going on. I'll change the wrong lane. Alright, so he's about here with your stop. I don't want to see any closer than that. So one-way street signs, okay? See them up there? There's one there and there's one over to the left. That's one of the old ones, the black one with the white arrow going across. They made them bigger now, so these are easier to see. So you're going to look for them either up above,
One
to
side.
the left, to the right, or any combination of those. It could be in just one place. Watch your speed. Could be in all three. You know, we just have to look in all three places. Above, left, and right. Now, if you're making a left turn onto a one-way street, you're going to choose the closest available lane, and that's going to be the curb lane all the way to the left. This don't see any one-way street signs in any of those three places, then the street is two-way and you're going to make your turn just like you normally would. Okay, so we're going to make a left turn at the light here onto Cherry Avenue. Left turn only. I'll stop right here behind the white line. Get my red light here. Now, when you make your turn, see where the curb goes around?
Yeah.
You're going to stay right around with that curb. Okay? It's really weird. It's like you're driving on the wrong side of the road, but
It's like in the middle there.
no, not in the middle, all the way to the left. All the way, the closest one to us, the one right next to the curb. So we should get a green arrow here. Okay, make that real tight left. Good. Take to this lane here. Very good. That's the lane we want. It's really weird driving over here now. Okay, so just watching your lights. We're going to drive over here for a while, just to let you get used to driving on this side of the road. Okay, it's kind of odd being on this side. But in one-way streets, here we can stop. Ease up right at the very end. Good stop. Good stop right there. Right here. We just wait for the light to tell us when it's time to go.
Looks like a pretty busy road today.
Yeah. Now, this is a good time to do this lesson in the morning. You know, when somebody has as few driving hours as you guys have in right now. It's not real busy down here. What's your speed? It's 25 through here still. Until you pass the sign that tells you otherwise. So 25 right here is 25. Okay? I know it's like crawling. That's what it is. Now you can go 35. We're going to make a left turn at this light up here. So you want to start looking. Not just yet with your signal. Wait until you're about 100 feet. Right down. Yeah, it's a good place. Start looking for one-way street signs. Do you see any? No. So you're going to make your turn like you normally would, nice and wide, right here.
Right here.
Make your turn. Good. All right, let's go left at this light. Now, what kind of street is this one?
This is a one-way.
Correct.
Except for bikes.
Correct. And bicycles can go two ways on this street. So go ahead and we'll wait for this car to go by. As soon as he does, then you can make your turn. Make your turn. The closest available lane, right next to the double yellow. There you go. Good. Then let's go up. We're going to make a lane change to your right. Now, your rear window. Good. You always want to do a check first. So, you always want to do a check first. Make sure it's clear back there, and then do your lane change. Okay. Now bicycles. Okay, they can go both ways here. If we were making a right turn and there was a bicycle, we're not here. But if we were, and there was a bicycle going straight, we would have to wait for that bike to go first. Okay? Nice and slow here. I got my foot on the brake right now. Okay, so we're going to go across the bike lane now into this right turn only lane. It's a right turn signal. Good. And right here, we're going to find your lane. Right here. Oh, man, it's closed again. It's Friday. What did it close on a Friday? Oh my God. Seriously? Alright, well, let's go left down this cute little road here. If you can go onto this, just see if they're allowing people to make any turns onto Market Avenue. mister, I'm going the wrong way on a one-way street up here. Go. Okay, now you go.
Stop.
Let's see what's going on up here. What the heck are these people doing?
I don't know.
They're always doing something. No. Alright. So we have to go to this one. What are we doing here? Oh my freaking god. Are you freaking kidding me? Jeez. Might want to put those. Yeah, there we go. Alright. I was wondering where that van went, but he went right there because he was unloading stuff. So we're gonna have to
Back up.
go. Let's make a real sharp right turn. Turn all the way to the right, sitting still. Real super tight. This is ridiculous. Let's go this way. Real tight. Keep going. To here. Now let's go backwards. Turn the wheel the other way. This is that 3-point turn thing.
Great example.
Reverse. Watching behind, making sure nobody's walking. A little bit more. Keep going. Alright, right to there. Now cut it real sharp this way. Yep, crank it on. Well, you're getting a good lesson about this kind of stuff. This happens a lot down here.
Real life examples.
Yes, exactly. Let's go right onto this this one-way street right here. Right turn signal. Go on down here. And straighten out your wheel.
Turning left or right.
I'm trying to think. This is one. Well, which way can we go?
Oh, one way to the left.
To the left. Messing up my lesson here. So where do we make our stop?
So you.
On the red pad on the sidewalk.
Okay.
Okay. Now look left, right, left. Which way are we going?
To the left. I don't know why I turned my right.
Then pull up to where you can clearly see. Look left, right, left again, and then go ahead and make your left turn. All right. So we will revamp our lesson a little bit here. Let's go right at this light here. Right behind it. Now these big green blocks are left turn lanes for the bicycles. See the little bike sign?
Yeah.
And then the big left arrow. Okay, so we are going to go this way. Go, yeah, the green. Nice and tight. To the closest available lane. Good. And right at the light. Stop half a car or full car and then go back. Good. Now, are you allowed to go around and just make a right turn there?
No.
No, you're not, because that's passing on the right, and you're not allowed to be passing on the right. So this is a two-way street. Just choose your closest. On a right turn, you're always going to choose your closest lane. Let's make a lane change to the left. Make sure there's nothing coming back there first. And then mirror your window. Don't forget to look all the way out your window. Come on, head up here. And it's okay. We're going to make a left turn right here. Okay? This is two one-way streets. Don't stop here. Have a green. Plus we have the arrows. Real close. Way close. Good. Right like this. It's very confusing. For 2 blocks. two-way street again up here and on the other side. They put all these lovely fountains and all the picnic tables out here so people could enjoy their lunch in the pollution of downtown Canton. And so, yeah. All right, now the next time you could make a right turn. Let's make that right turn.
Right here.
Here. Tell me.
Oh, no, because it says only straight and only left.
Correct. How about here?
Yes.
Yes, you can. That is a left turn only for that lane, but that doesn't mean that we can't go straight or go right. Good. Brick roads. Now, at the very end of this brick right here, there's kind of nasty holes. Okay, good.
I didn't know the Eiffel Tower wasn't. Crazy.
You're so funny, aren't you? I think that's like the tornado siren, and it's also the radio for the police department, which is right down here too. So, all right, behind what's left of the white line, okay, and which way are you going to turn?
This way, because it's a one-way.
Correct. So signal. Can you clearly see in both directions? Yeah, pull up a little bit more. Right about to here. Okay.
That's
Left,
good.
right, left again, and then the closest available lane. Real close, all the way tight, 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 tight. Tight, tight, tight. Tighter, 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 tighter. This lane.
Oh, this one.
Yep.
Oh, this is a one.
Yep. All right, at the blinking lights, let's make a left turn. What kind of street are we turning on to?
One-way.
Two-way.
Oh, it's a
You didn't see any one-way street signs at that point, okay? All right, we're going to make a turn onto Cleveland Avenue. So which way are we going to turn first of all?
So we're going to turn to the left.
Correct. Good job. Stop behind the white line. Now, let me ask you something. Can you make a left turn on red from this intersection?
No.
Why not?
So a left turn on this intersection when it's red.
A left turn on red.
Because cars could be coming from that side.
Well, the main reason is because we are on a two-way street right now. And you can't make them from a two-way to a one-way or from a one-way to a two-way. It can only be one-way to one-way. So go ahead and make your tight, 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 tight turn. Left, tight, tight, tight. Real super tight. Super tight. Very tight. Easy on your gas. I got your brake here, okay? So, lane change 2 times to the right. One at a time, not at intersections. Make sure you do your mirror window every time. Mirror window. Over here, this way. This is the sidewalk. So slow here. Okay, and signal off. Now, if you look up ahead, what kind of lane are we in up here? Look up above up there. What's that sign say?
Only right.
Only right. Okay, so that means we're going to have to make a right turn here. Yes, wait for the pedestrians. They have the right of way. Okay, and let's go ahead and continue. Make a nice tight turn. Now, looking up there, we're going to stay straight on this road. So looking up there, what are we going to do?
Turn to.
We need to change lanes to the left because this lane is only going to go right and we're going to stay straight. So we have to move over to that lane. Mirror, mirror, window, all the way out your window that way. Good. every single time, T, okay? And then keep going straight. Turn your signal off. Good. And then straight down this road. Now, pedestrians, okay? Pedestrians have the right of way, okay? They get to go before us. When we have the red, they also have the red. Okay, so they have to stop and wait. But when the light turns green, whichever way we're turning, if they're crossing in either direction, then we have to wait for them. The same is true of bikes. Okay, so we're going to make a turn onto Cherry Avenue. Very good.
That's how one way still is.
Mm-hmm. Where are you going to make your turn to?
The closest one.
Correct. Weird making those tight lefts. Okay.
Feels illegal.
I know, right? Alright, so just keep that in mind. If you're making a turn and if when this light goes green, if there was a pedestrian crossing, either coming this way or going that way, not the ones going across this way. They have red the way that they're facing. So we're going to stay straight. Let's go. I gotta repaint my This guy's way beyond his. If somebody was crossing there, they would probably have to go out into the road a little bit in order to get around this guy. Lane goes straight. Making a turn onto McKinley Avenue.
So there.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see that it's a one-way to the left.
Very good. Now you know what you're going to be doing up there. Good job. That's a good way to look up ahead there. Same with bicycles. Like I said, if there's a bicycle crossing, they have to obey the same traffic laws that we do. Okay, now you'll see people jaywalking and they're all over the place. And, you know, those people are putting themselves at risk. So, you know, there's only so much you can do. You can try not to hit them, but, you know, you don't have to stop and wait for them to go across. someone's sitting there on, like in the middle of a block waiting to go across, you do not have to stop for them. Whereas here, if you're at a stop sign, okay, where there's a crosswalk and there's a pedestrian there, yes, you have to wait for them. At traffic lights, it's all about, whichever way they're facing is the way. Is that getting too cold on your hand now?
A little bit.
Okay, well, you can turn your vents, or we can turn this down a little bit either.
So we're going to be going on the left side of the road for this one.
The very closest lane, yep. Now, why'd you shut your signal off?
That was a little too early.
Well, it'll shut off on its own.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why I did that.
Okay, try to stay focused and think, okay? Now, if we're able up here, your next turn is going to be onto 5th Street.
So we're taking a left.
Onto 5th, but first you have to stop at this line. Find your white line, good. And then go ahead and continue. Or to your left here. There you go. Away from those white dashes. So, off your brake. And here we are going to make a left turn on red because this light always changes for me as we come up. We can't do it here because there's a guy in front of us now, so I was hoping he would go through that light, but he didn't. But we have another place that we'll be able to do it. So I'm going to let you make that left turn on red because we're on a one-way street, turning on to another one-way street. We still want to make a left here. So go ahead and turn your signal on. Place we can do it. Let's go left here again. Right about here is where you want to be, not too close. Now this guy, if he were going straight across, you can see he is now walking against the red. Now he's walking with the green. Okay, so his light was red and he started walking out in there. People do that all the time. They put themselves at risk by crossing against the light. And let's go left onto McKinley in here. Left turn only. Left turn signal. And we're going to make our stop right here behind the first white line. That's kind of faded off. Look left, right, left. Are we on a one-way street?
No, we're not.
We actually are.
Oh, yeah.
And we're turning on to another one-way street. So we can make that left turn on red. So as you creep forward, go ahead and angle into your turn just a little bit. Go ahead and let it creep and turn that way a little. Okay, right up to here. And when it's clear, hopefully we'll be able to do this. Red hand is flashing, but we're still okay. Oh, thanks, dude. Go ahead and pull up a little more. Pull up a little bit more. I can't see past Mr. Butthead here. Now go ahead and make your, well, let's go around this block again. Real tight, tight, tight turn. Let's go left onto 5th. see?
No.
No. So what do?
Pull
Pull up and angle into your turn. That puts you in that proper position to make that tight left a little bit. There looks good. Okay. You can go right now. More. Yeah, go ahead. Tightest. Tight. Good. And left turn down to 6th. So that's your left turn on red, okay? Those are legal as long as you are on a one-way street, turning onto another one-way street. No two-way to one-way or one-way to two-way. Left again onto McKinley. Good. Here. Right line first. Left. Creep and angle. Okay. And your second stop right here. Left, right, left. Go ahead and make your turn. Nice and tight. Really super tight. There you go. And then straighten it in. Now let's lane change to the right. No, wait a minute. You're not going to be able to do that right now, so signal off now.
Okay.
We'll wait for you, dude. Now, the traffic behind us starts moving. That light goes green before this one does. So, there's going to be some traffic. We're going to have to make this lane change within some traffic, so you want to keep your speed up. Okay? It's just like merging onto the highway, right up around 25. Put your right turn signal on. And near window. This guy behind you is going to let you go. Good. And then right to here. Signal off. Good. Okay? And then right turn onto Tuscarora Street. That'll be it for our one-way street work today. Right signal. Tight turn. Closest lane. Good. Now looking behind you. Make sure it's clear. We're going to make a lane change to the left. Near window. And go ahead and make that lane change. Signal off. Now it's still 25 here until you pass the sign that says differently. If you guys drive over there on the right hand side where it is where we're slower traffic, okay, good, excellent at your track. Stay right in the middle of this lane, a little bit more to the left there. There you go. Now as we drive here, we're going to be watching for people that are doing the wrong thing. Okay, pulling out into the wrong lane or whatever they're ended up doing, like that white car just did. And that car did the right thing. That guy that just made that left, he chose his closest lane. And that guy did too. So that's good. That guy did too. And so did that guy. And this guy over here, the last one, chose the wrong lane.
Yeah.
So, black truck, correct lane. Good.
It's only people that can enter this lane are the people that are on the right side of the road. Or we're on like the right side.
Yes, that's correct. If they're pulling out from this way, out onto the road, they should choose that closest lane, which is that one over there for them.
That is a really faded outline.
Yeah, that most of them are here in Canton. You know, they spend all their money on the Football Hall of Fame rather than taking care of their roads or painting their lines. People come from all over the world to see the Hall of Fame, and they have to drive on these crappy roads. And that just makes Canton look bad.
That does sound like Ohio.
Yeah, doesn't it? I mean, it's terrible. We're in a prime position to watch and see what these people do. Correct lane on the yellow guy. Incorrect on the... Oh,
what's
dude,
our fire department
really?
doing?
You should know better than that. Correct lane on the burgundy. Wrong on the white. This guy's either... Is he on his phone? He's got his phone in his hand.
That's a not good sign.
Not a good thing. Talking on the phone is not illegal for people that are over 21 yet, but texting is. That car there just chose the wrong. That guy chose the wrong one. They should be choosing their closest available. That guy did it right.
Oh,
That guy
he
did it
did.
wrong. Continue watching for people not doing their signaling. Let's talk about the center turn lane here, okay? This lane has arrows, okay, going in both directions. That means either side may use that lane to turn off this road. They kind of use it like an off-ramp, okay? You just pull into there so that you're not in the way of people out here, and then you can turn off. It is not for people pulling out, for instance, from that parking lot to use as a merging lane to go this way and then get into this lane. Because if you're doing that, so you're driving along in that lane and somebody else is coming this way and they want to make a left turn, you guys are going to be nose to nose. Okay, and I've been nose to nose with a few people out here before. And it's like, you know, hello, you're doing the wrong thing. That guy just drove all over the white or the yellow lines. So that center turn lane is usable for only turning off this road. Now, they won't ticket you for it unless you are the cause of an accident because of it. If you're the one pulling out here, going like this, and then this guy, he's a little too close to the line. There you go. More speed here. Over.
Maybe
The road gets a lot smoother once you get into Perry Township, thank God. Well, except for that one.
think so, Maya.
Gotta love it. Too close. And then there's a bus up here. The bus is going to be making frequent stops. So we'll just kind of keep an eye on it for now. Because when they do move out, they move out pretty quick. Here's the white guy walking his on over on that side. He is not stopping yet. I thought he was because the car behind him had his brake lights on. So not yet. Always just be checking your mirrors too to see who's around you, what the traffic looks like. If you should need to make a quick lane change, you'll know. You know if you can do it or not. That person was using it correctly. That person there used it correctly. I think. Now that guy right there is using it wrong. Okay, because he pulled out from here and he's waiting to get over there. That is not the way you're supposed to be turning on that center turn lane. See, I told you you'd see somebody. Usually you can see him pulling in. Using it for that purpose, that's incorrect. Yeah, it's a nice cushion right there. Very good. So now we're going to head up to Target. We're going to go work on some maneuverability. This way. Point of no return. You probably remember, maybe you don't, I don't know, it's been a while, but when you're coming up to a green light and they tell you to say, can I stop here, can I stop here, can I stop here, can I stop here, and when you can finally say no, then that's your point of no return, okay, where you can no longer safely make a stop at the light. I always talk to the light and say, please stay green, please stay green, please stay green. And then when I can say thank you, then I'm at my point of no return. So now that point of no return is going to, it's going to vary, okay, with the weather conditions. It's going to vary with with your own abilities. You know, if your brakes are wet, it's going to take longer to get a stop, so it has to be back a little bit farther. If it's snowing out, it has to be back way farther. That guy there is using the center turn lane properly. So there's just all kinds of instances that might affect the point of no return. So you kind of have to assess the situation that you're in and figure out where it is. On a beautiful day like this, you could make a pretty fast stop. But if it's snowing out or raining real hard or something, you might not want to make that real hard stop. So it might be back further. Now we're going to say, please stay green, please stay green, please stay green, please stay green, please stay green. Thank you. Right about here is where we could no longer make a stop if it started to turn yellow. Okay? So you have to find that for every green light that you come to. You just kind of have to be watching and thinking about it, as to what am I going to do if this light suddenly turns, and where is my point of no return where I can't stop anymore. All right? I thought that guy was going to do it, but he didn't. He did it correctly. He made his left turn properly.
used to have one.
Did you?
Yeah, I got one for Christmas a while ago, but like it broke and I never really used it. So
Bummer.
yeah, I think I got to use it like 5 times. I think.
It broke after 5 times.
Yeah.
Jeez, I think I would have taken it back.
My mom said she got it on sale, so I wouldn't be surprised.
They have them set all around Canton now that people can.
Yeah, I saw a couple of them
Yeah.
in downtown Canton. back
Yep.
there.
It's not like downtown Canton's all that busy. All right, so we're gonna go right at this light up here. Get into your right turn only lane using your signal. Good. Light is green. Continue. All right. Now at the first intersection here, we're going to make a left turn. We have to wait. Left turn. That way. There you go. Wait for these cars. Now go ahead and make your turn. Nice and wide. Aiming for the curb over there. This is a 2-way street. All right, and we're going to go, let's go down this one right here. Left turn signal. Good. Make a turn. A little tighter. There you go. And bring it straight through up here. Ooh, we got the whole lot to ourselves today. Alright. Right to there. Put it in park. So who's texting me there? Okay, let's go set up our. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Does she know you have a lesson?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Why does she keep calling you? You might want to give her a call back just in case there's an emergency or something.
I'll do it later because my so if she really needs something, she can talk.
Okay. Go ahead and put this in a sec. There we go. All right, go ahead and put it in reverse. And back us into the parking spot directly behind you. Use your side mirror there to watch for your line. Turning now to the left. That's the way you want the back end to go. And now, keep going. Now counter steer the other way. Keep going. Counter. there to see where you're at. Right there is good. All right, so let's roll the windows down for a sec. We'll turn the maximum here on here. And then turn it back. Okay. That's all right, I do it all the time. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this test. Now, when I give you your certificate of completion, there will be a website at the bottom that you'll go to schedule your test when it's time. Okay, when you have your 50 hours in with your family, when you've finished with me, of course, you will be finished with me at that point, and when you feel you're ready. The certificate that I'm going to give you is good for 1 year from the date of issue. So if you should turn 18, you can still use that certificate if you should fail any portion of your test. Because after you turn 18, they used to make you take an abbreviated adult course. You know, no matter how long before you took this course. Now they're letting you use that certificate for a year. So if you had gotten your certificate on 3/21 of this year, it would be good until 3/21 of next year. Okay, or if you got it next year, it'd be good for a year beyond that. So when you go to make your test, your appointment for your test, you'll go online to do that on that website. And then you'll need your temps to get in, because that's how they identify you, is by that number right there. Okay, that's on your temps. That number is unique to you and will probably follow you through for the rest of your life. Okay, I've had the same one since I was 16. When you go for your test, arrive 15 minutes early. Okay, walk up to the desk, tell them you're there for your test. They're going to have you sign in on a clipboard. Then they're going to ask you for your temps and for that certificate that I'm going to give you. Okay, now if you're 18, you don't need to present that certificate at that time, but you still want to bring it with you just in case you should fail something. They'll let you come back the next week, instead of having to go through that whole abbreviated adult course, which is 4 more hours with an instructor and 4 more hours of classroom stuff. So they're going to give you back the certificate, but they're going to hold on to your temps, and they're going to clip them to their clipboard right here. And then they're going to ask you for the make, the color, and the license plate number of the car that you are driving for your test. Okay, so you have something, your car is small enough and good enough to drive for that test. So it's a Chevy?
My car that I have.
Yeah, Toyota?
It's a Honda.
Honda. Okay, so it's a gold Honda or beige Honda.
Yeah.
License plate number, whatever the license plate number is. Make sure you know that, or have it written down on a piece of paper or something. Bring
Put it
that
on
with
my
you.
arm or something.
Anywhere's good. And then they're going to ask you if you're familiar with maneuverability. You can tell them that you are. They might give you a few tips depending on who's checking you in that day. And then they're going to ask you if you have any questions at all for them. If you do have questions, that's the time to ask them, because you can't really be asking them questions during the test. So if you don't have any questions, they're going to stick a thermometer on your head, ask you some COVID questions, and then they're going to send you out to your car to get it started, and you'll sit there with the car running, waiting for them to come out. When they come out, they will do a quick vehicle inspection on your car. Okay, they're going to be checking. They'll come up to your side window. They'll have you roll it down a little bit so you can hear them, and they're going to have you apply the brakes. Left turn signal, right turn signal. They'll come around the front, check the right turn signal, left turn signal. They'll have you beep the horn, and they might have you wash the windows and flash the bright lights. Okay, so make sure you know how to do all those things in your car. Then when they're done with that, they'll get in the car with you and they will direct you. Usually they will do maneuverability first. So they will direct you around behind the BMV building, which is kind of running, like would be running parallel to us right now. And the parking lot that you would be coming from is way over where that parking lot is. So between there and here is the BMV strip mall building. We're in a little alleyway back behind the BMV building. So he'll direct you around how to get back there. And then you'll do maneuverability, okay? When you're finished with maneuverability, you'll pull out between the right focus cone and the point cone. And we're going to do some practice on that today. Okay, we'll practice pulling out and looping around. And then you'll go out for your road test. Okay, so on your road test, if you need windshield wipers or defrosters and you don't put them on, it's a 2-point deduction. If you don't have the engine started by the time they get out there, I would imagine that they'll be dinging you 2 points. Selecting the wrong gear, don't put it in drive if you're going to back out of your parking space, which you should. Don't pull through. And if you don't release the emergency brake, if you happen to be using it, most people don't use it, but if you are using it, then you don't release it, then it's 2 points. If you don't start or stop smoothly, that is a 2-point deduction. Stalling the vehicle and staying in the same gear too long, or for people driving a stick shift. Fails to properly check traffic before pulling into traffic. Left, right, left. Okay? Straddles lanes or drives in the center of the road is 5 points. You tend to drive, your lane position is still a little bit off. Okay, it might be better in your own car. You might have a longer front end where you can kind of see where you are. This car is kind of hard to tell because you can't see the front of the car from here. But we're going to work a little bit more on your lane position. Okay, changes lanes without properly checking traffic to rear. Remember to check your traffic in your mirrors first. Okay, and then you put your signal on. Mirror, mirror, window. Okay, all the way to the left. That is your proper check. If you don't do that mirror, mirror, window correctly, they're going to ding you 5 points. Unnecessary stops on the roadway. This might be, say for instance, if you come to a 4-way stop and you creep forward to be able to see at that 4-way stop, they're going to ding you 5 points there because you only ever make one stop at a 4-way. All right? So that would be an unnecessary stop. Another one would be if you're kind of bouncing forward, if the other cars are all moving forward. Unless they are making a right turn on red, then you can move forward to take their place. But if they're just being impatient, trying to bounce up, a lot of people do it without even thinking about it. But you want to stay still. Okay, don't make a bunch of unnecessary stops there. Improper steering, erratic, or weaving. You tend to weave around a little bit still, and that's not unusual for the amount of driving that you have under your belt so far. This will all smooth out and get better as you get more confident and you get more hours in with your parents. Improper braking, too early, late, or jerky. Your braking is much better than it was first lesson. You've made a lot of improvements since your first lesson. The braking is one of them. You still tend to be a little bit late sometimes, but at least you're getting that, once you do get that brake on, you're braking firmly early and then easing off as you come to your stop and making it nice and smooth. And that's a good thing, okay? So and again, that will come with time and practice. Drives too fast or too slow for conditions. Means if it's raining that day, slow your speed down a little bit. Okay, maybe 5 miles an hour, just to bring it down to 30 instead of 35 for your regular speed. If it's a beautiful day like this and you're driving 25 into 35, that's going to be too slow for conditions. Okay, following too closely. This is why I want you to stay away from the other cars. Okay, that is a 10-point deduction. You can only lose 25 points on this test. So you don't want to be too terribly close to, you know, other cars. So you're getting that following distance and it's getting much better. Today it's a lot better than it has been. Violating the speed limit, even by 1 or 2 miles per hour,
Is a deduction.
is a 10-point deduction.
Okay.
Okay, and they can ding you multiple times on all of these.
Okay.
Okay, I've even seen them go beyond the boxes for some of my abbreviated adult students.
Yeah. You wouldn't happen to have a Band-Aid, would you?
I have a tissue. I
That
don't
works, I
think I
guess.
have a Band-Aid, but I do have a tissue. If you're bleeding, we can make it stop. I can get it wet too if you need me to. Here, some water. All right. So, so at stops, if you wait too long, like earlier today when we first pulled out onto Genoa, and those cars were way up on top of the hill, and you were going to wait for them, they would have dinged you 2 points there. And it's only 2 points because they know you guys are still trying to figure out how fast the cars are coming. Right now, you're just waiting for all the cars.
Yeah.
Hey, you want it to be completely clear before you pull out. And again, with the amount of driving you have in, that's not that unusual. But if you do hesitate too long, it's only 2 points. If you're not sure, take the 2 points, you know. Err on the side of caution. Failing to stop in a position to see in all directions.
So make sure I can see all the cars that are on the right and left, basically.
Correct. And if this is a two-way stop, remember, if there is a line or a sidewalk, you must stop behind that first. And then if you can see, then you can go. But if you can't, then you have to creep up. Okay? Just like at all the two-way stops on those left and right turns on red that we've been doing. Okay, you got to be able to see. But those are all just like two-way stops. Failing to look in all directions, again, left, right, left. Improper observance of a stop sign or traffic light. This one, if you come to, say, a four-way stop and somebody else pulls up on one of the sides next to you, okay, and you let that person go before you, then that would be improper observance of the four-way stop because you should have gone first. Remember, at four ways, it's all about who gets there first. Okay, at traffic lights, I suppose if you're sitting there kind of daydreaming and not paying attention to the light and it turns and you're still sitting there, they would probably ding you 5 points there. Okay, failing to yield to pedestrians, and this is at stops. Okay, if you come to a stop sign that has a crosswalk or a sidewalk and there's a pedestrian that wants to cross in front of you, you have to wait for them, okay? Because they have the right of way at those. And then down here, there's another one for turns, okay, for when you're making turns. At stops, like I said, failing to yield to pedestrians, failing to yield to other traffic. Just don't pull out in front of anybody, all right? That's for signaling. If you don't signal your change of lanes, it's 5 points. If you don't signal your turns, it's 5 points. This is probably your weakest spot right here, right now, is your signaling. And if you use the wrong signal, turn it on too soon or too late, okay, that's also 5 points. So that's why I'm always telling you where, you know, you gotta be, that's why I'm always saying you're a little too soon with it, you're too soon. I might have a Band-Aid, I'll have to look at my purse and see if I have it.
I think it's stopping.
Is it stopping now?
Yeah.
Okay, now that you got blood all over.
Yeah, I think it's fine now.
Okay, just stick that in your pocket. Okay, so, for your turns, an improper approach to your turn. For your right turns, make sure you angle the car when you get the opportunity. If there's a line or sidewalk, stop straight behind it first. If you can see, then you can go. If you can't, creep an angle, okay? Improper speed, too fast or slow. That's going to come with more practice, okay? Sometimes you're a little too slow on your turns, okay? So, but they're getting better, though. drives into the improper lane. It's what we were talking about, all those people choosing the incorrect lane. You always choose your closest. Turns too wide or short. Your right turns are really wide right now. Okay? Your left turns are okay, but your right turns are super, super wide. Improper vehicle position to turn is the same as that one there, and then you have these two here again. So, same thing for left turns. And immediate failures would be being involved in a traffic crash, anything they consider dangerous, red light, stop sign yields traffic violations, refusal or unable to follow instructions. Okay, up here they're going to put how many you missed on the road and how many you missed on maneuverability. And then when you pass your test, you go next door to the BMV and you get your license there. Okay, if you are under 18 when you are getting your license, you will need an, and if you're over 18, you won't need that to get your license. All right, any questions? Okay, well, let's go ahead and practice then. Go ahead and start the car up. Headlights on for me, please. Other side.
Oh, yeah.
End knob, very good. All the way up. Okie doke. Let's review that left side now, okay? And we're going to start working on the right side today, too. You sure you're okay there? I can look for a Band-Aid if you want.
I'm good.
Okay.
That stops.
All right, good. Okay, let's go ahead and pull up to your first stopping point.
Stone Park. The first stopping point is where
this pole is right in the corner of your front window, right? A little bit more. Right there. Okay? That pole there should line up right at the corner of your front window. Is it right in the corner?
Yeah.
Okay. That's where you want it then. All right. Now, you want me to talk you through one, or you want to see what you remember?
Yeah, I probably need to talk.
Okay. So, focus cone is on the left. So let's creep forward now until the focus cone comes to where?
The mirror.
Nope, right to your shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Here, okay? So to your shoulder, right there. And then upside down left. Okay, and then let's let it roll until this pole here, the point cone pole, disappears behind this roof support right here. Okay? Then it's upside down right. That is your counters, that's left. There you go. The other way, all the way around until it's upside down, right to there. Okay, hold it nice and straight and watch this pole all the way to that back window. Okay, good. All right, put it in reverse. Left side, left mirror. Watch for your two cones to appear. When you see your two cones, you see the focus cone with just a little bit of space right about there. That's all the space that you need. It's half a turn to the left. Or toward the focus cone if that's easier. Okay? The top of the wheel goes toward the mirror you're looking in, or toward the focus cone, or toward the way you're looking, or whatever works for you. Okay, now let's go backwards until you see that focus cone right next to the back wheel. A little bit more, look on that side, right about there. Look over your shoulder at it to the left, or look at it in your mirror. See how it's right next to the back wheel there?
Yeah.
Okay, now turn another half a turn toward the focus cone. Right to there. Now watch this side, and let's go backwards. Right to right about there, where you have some space there. The point cone is straight in front of you. You have space on that side, and then you're just going to straighten your wheel away from the focus cone. That's toward. Remember, your top of your wheel just went that way. You want it to come this way.
Okay.
Right to there. And now go ahead and back out. Watching your mirrors, both sides. Make sure that everything is staying away. And watch that pole till it comes right into your front window, the corner of your window again, right there. Okay? All right, we'll run through this a couple more times, and then we'll start working on the right side. Okay, so put it in drive. We'll say we've pulled up here, you made your first stop. The examiner says, let's go left. So let's let it creep real slow here. The slower you go, the better, okay? Because then you won't miss your turning points. Right about here is a really good speed for this test. So a little bit more brake. Okay, upside down left. And when this one disappears behind here, it's going to be upside down right. Slow here, slow. So you don't miss your turning point. It's right here. Upside down right. That's straight. There you go. Upside down. That is your counter steer. Okay, and then let's let it drift forward. Let it roll. Watching your pole all the way to that back window. Okay, good. Reverse. Left side, left mirror. Watch for your focus cone and just a little bit of space. Right about there is good. Half a turn toward the focus cone. Watch your mirror still over there or over your left shoulder out that back window. You can look right at the pole and watch it over your shoulder. Let's go backwards until it's slow here. Slow, slow, slow. Where should you be looking?
This one?
Yeah, because you got to watch for that second turn.
Okay.
Right about here is a good spot for it, okay? We're not quite at the rear tire, but we are a little far away from it. So we want to keep it close. So right about now, make your turn. Normally, it would be close to, that's correct, it would be close to the back wheel. Okay, now let's go backwards and watch this side over here, nice and slow. A bit slower, right there is good. And straighten the wheel away from the focus cone. That's toward. Remember your focus cone is over there, okay?
Yeah.
So turning it away. It's toward, away. And then let's go backwards. Good. Right to there. Okay? All right, so let's do one more of these.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me where your turning points are this time.
Okay, so
Just a little bit over away from this pole here.
my first one is to my shoulder on
Correct.
the left.
Mm-hmm. And then, what turn do you make?
The right, left.
Good. And then where's your next turning point?
Till that is on the back side of the car, like
Correct.
that.
Right behind there.
And it goes like this.
Very good. Perfect. Okay, and then what?
I go like this, and then I wait for it to go to the back of the window.
Correct. Good. Nice and parallel. Good job.
And then,
Reverse.
my bad. I wait for the two cones.
Two cones to appear. Just try to keep that focus cone really close. Right about here is good. Okay? Just a little bit of space between the back end of the car and the base of that cone. Okay? Now which turn?
So would it be half a turn? So like this.
Toward. Correct. Just like that. Good. And then what? Keep it nice and straight. Good.
Look on this side until it hits like the. It's like the back of the tire.
Correct. Right
So like
there.
that.
And then what?
So and then It would be this way.
Not
Oh,
yet.
this way.
It just can't leave you alone.
Yeah, it really can't.
Now what? Kind of lost your train of thought there.
So do I have to go back like this
That way.
and then
Straighten away. And then let's go back a little. Now let's turn the wheel just a little bit to the right. Right about there. All we're doing is straightening it, and then bring your wheel nice and dead straight across. Right to there. Okay? Alright, so you pretty much know all of the turns you're supposed to be making.
yeah.
Okay? It's just going to come to a point where you're just going to need to practice and practice, and you have your instructions too that you can study.
Yeah.
Alright? Now let's work on the right side a little bit, okay? So go ahead and put it in drive. And let's pull forward until the right focus cone this time
It's on my right
is
shoulder.
at my shoulder over here, because we're watching this one. So it's right there. Now it's upside down right. Now we're going to watch
Is this
the
one
point cone,
is on the outside?
but it's going to go just beyond that to the mirror.
Okay.
Okay, if you were sitting right in the middle and the steering wheel was here, it would be exactly the same on both sides. That'd be easier. But instead, we have to make just a couple of small adjustments here. So let's let it roll until it looks like it's sticking right up out of the top of your mirror. Right about, a little bit more. Right about there, it looks good. Okay? Now, upside down left. Good, right to there. And then I will show you where your stopping point is, because it's kind of tricky here, okay? You're going to need to keep your eyes on that pole and watch it all the way to the back, okay? So let's let it roll. Keep your eyes on it. Right to, a little bit more, right to there, okay? That is your stopping point. So get used to how that looks either in your mirror or by looking at it out your window. Okay? All right. Nice and parallel. Very good. Let's put it in reverse. Now, since we went to the right side, you're going to use your right side mirror this time. Okay. And let's go backwards until you see 2 cones. Right about there. That's all the space that you really need between you and the focus cone.
Okay.
Even on that side, same thing. Let's turn it half a turn toward the focus cone. Right to there. Now let's go backwards
So it's
until,
like the tire.
yeah, until if you can see it next to the tire in your mirror, that's great. It should be right about here. Okay, or you can look at it out that little, this on this side, the side window. You should see it in that window. Is it back there? Let's go back a little bit farther. Now is it back there?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so that's your turning point. You can also use that, or if you, like I said, if you can see it right next to the tire from where you're sitting, that's even better. Okay, and now it's half a turn toward. Good. And then watch your other side mirror for your farthest away cone to come into view, and until the point cone is nice and straight in front of you, and then straighten the wheel away from the focus cone, and then straighten your wheel out a little bit, nice and straight right there. It's gotta be dead straight. This thing will drift if it's not. Good. And then let's go back. Now we're going to have about an hour to practice this on our next lesson, because we're going to come do our lesson here in Massillon. All right? Okay, so let's try it again. Let's go ahead and pull on up until the focus cone, until the pole is right at my shoulder. There. Now it's upside down right. And let's let it roll. until that one comes right behind your mirror. Right about there is good. And it's upside down left. Right to there. Okay, and let's watch.
Oh, I forgot to put it.
Nope, you're not there yet.
Oh,
you gotta
yeah.
go all the way up to it's at your bumper. So watch it in your mirror or over your shoulder. It's right there. Okay? How does it look in that mirror over there?
Good.
Can you see where it's at?
Yeah.
That's right where it should be.
Okay.
Okay? Put it in reverse. Now, watching your right side, right mirror. Let's go backwards. Until we get a little bit of space right about there. Half a turn toward. And then let's go straight back until it's right at the tire. Keep going a little bit more. Right about there is good. Now, half a turn toward. And then watch that side over there and be looking for your mirror or your cone to come into that mirror, okay? You might need to make a little bit more turn to the right because we were at kind of an odd angle. So turn it a little sharper. A little bit sharper. Keep going. There you go. Now that'll move the back end faster. Okay, now we're nice and straight. Now straighten it away from the focus cone. Good. Right to there. And then let's go backwards. Let's keep it right there. Let's turn it a little bit to the left. And straighten. Those half turns and things that I give you are just starting points. You can make more turn if you think you're not making it. Okay? So turn it sharper. That will make the back end move faster. And let's go back to your stopping point. Right there. Ooh. Okay. Let's try it a couple more times here. We got a couple more times, and we'll practice our loops on the next lesson. Okay, on your last lesson. We'll have about an hour to do this out here to work on this and try to get it a little bit more solid, okay? All right, so you've pulled up. Let's go ahead and pull up to your starting point. You're not quite there right now. And eventually we do want to work out all these little stops. It should be just a smooth motion. Turn, counter steer, and then make your stop, and then back through without making any additional stops. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and pull forward. Right to, wait, keep your wheel nice and straight. Let's keep going. Upside down right. This way, good. And then when that one goes behind your mirror, upside down left. About now, try to do it while it's rolling if you can.
It's upside down left.
That's right again.
This.
That's upside down right. Now you want upside down left.
Oh.
That way. All the way around. To there. Okay. Now let's go ahead. Yeah, just
There we go.
okay.
It's not gonna do
Right there is where you should be. Okay. Put it in reverse. Right side, right mirror. Let's go backwards until you see
the two cones.
two cones. A little bit of space. Right about there is good. Half a turn toward. Backwards until it's next to the back wheel. And another half a turn toward the focus cone. And then watch that side. Until you see your farthest away cone. Right about there. A little bit more, tiny bit. Right there is good. Straighten the wheel away from the focus cone. That's toward. There you go. Okay, and now bring it backwards. And turn it a little bit to the right because you want to straighten it. There you go. And then straighten out your wheel again. Right to there. Okay, and then keep coming back. Right there. Okay. All right. We have about time to do about 1 or 2 more of these. Okay, so go ahead and do 1 more at least. Guys, let's go right. Let's try to do this one without stopping. Okay, so when this comes to my shoulder, keep steering into it. Now make your turn upside down. Let it roll. Let it roll. And then when that one comes right behind your mirror, it's a real quick turn upside down left. Right to there. Good. And keep it rolling, watching that mirror for it to come into right there. Okay? Good. Let's go backwards. Now, looking over here, when you see that focus cone with just a little bit of space, it's half a turn toward right now. Now, there you go. We're trying to keep it rolling. And then when it comes next to the back wheel, it's another half a turn toward. That's right now. And then watching over there, half a turn away. Right to there. Let's turn it a little bit to the left. Counter steer right. Good. And straighten. And right there. Good. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing then, is trying to work out all those little stops. Because you can make them. I mean, if you made a stop at every turn, you'd only lose 10 points on this test. Because each one of those little stops is 2 points. Okay, so that's no big deal. You'd still pass your test. But you want to try to do as best you can on this test. So trying to do it without making the stops is helpful. Okie doke. You ready to call it a day on this? Alrighty. Go ahead and put it to park. I'll head home. Thank you. I'll get that. Thank you. Okay, let's do my dirty hatchback. Alright. Now, we want to roll the windows up and do air conditioning again. Air conditioning doesn't work all that well when we're sitting there idling. Woohoo! Alright, we're going to pull forward because if we go out this way, we're going to be in AAA's way over here. So we'll pull forward up to the next aisle and we'll go out that way. And then, that helps.
So where are we going?
Go straight. And down this next aisle, we're going to make a right. Right here. Stay in the parking lot. Alright, now we're parking lot rules. Left, right, left. Let's pull it forward a little. And then cut it real sharp. There you go. Remember how I showed you to get out of here?
Yes.
Okay. Watching for pedestrians. Stopping for these people right here. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, let's keep going then. Watching for pedestrians. Pull that back window up for me, both of them, please. The second driveway there, let's go left. Real wide here, real wide. Nice and wide. Path right there is the reason why you made that wide left turn. Okay, let's continue right at the stop sign. Right after the Brinks truck, you should be able to go. Alright, make a turn real tight. And straighten it out. You know how to get home from here, right?
Yes.
Alright. So,
probably a tiny bit better. Probably a tiny bit better.
A lot better. A lot better. A lot better. A lot of your stuff is better. Some of it's worse, though. Your signaling was actually worse today than it has been. You had fares on it before. You're not improving on that much. So, hopefully by next lesson, we'll be up to at least a good on those. Pre-driving procedures were excellent, up from last time. Accelerator control is better, okay? You're getting a little more confident about what to do here. Very good. Perfect. And then make your lane change. Check out your mirrors first, make sure it's clear back there. And this one here, mirror, mirror, window, this way. Not to do that at an intersection. And don't forget to make it a right turn. And there you go. And turn off your signal. Multitasking out here. Multitasking. Okay? Lots of multitasking. You've got to be able to do lots of different things at once. That's hard for a lot of people, believe me. You're not alone there. Braking control is much better today. I'm going to give you good on it today. It was poor the last time, so this time it is good. It went beyond fair to good. Okay? Your stops, they're generally pretty good. You're doing pretty much the right things at all of your stops. Next time I'm going to be quizzing you and just letting you do those on your own without telling you what to do. So you're really going to have to be thinking and be focused the next time out. Visual skills, I'm going to give you good on those. Downtown, Canton, very good. You were seeing way up there to what was going on with one-way street signs. You did better than a lot of kids do down there. A lot of kids get super confused. Alright, more brake. Then ease off on it right at the very end. Ease up. Oh, that's so sweet. And then you don't give anybody whiplash, but you did not stop behind your line. Okay, you're way beyond. The line is actually kind of almost behind us now. So you should be behind that white line. Don't forget that part. That's going to change your stops from a good to a fair. Because you've got to stop behind that line every time. Okay? Observation of signs was good. Mirror usage is... It's not bad when you're changing lanes, but I don't think you're using it much when you're driving. Okay, you still want to just be checking around for all the traffic. So I'm going to leave that as fair. Following distance was good today. Lane position is it's still not good yet, so we're going to leave it at fair. Lane changing and checking your blind spots. Leave those as fair right now, too. Okay, that's a pretty scary prospect for you to do on your own, even, you know, and then, you know, checking that blind spot. You're not quite getting that head turn every time. So once you can get it in and do it consistently every time, then the score will improve. Your left turns are generally pretty good. The right turns are, some of them were kind of wide at the beginning, but then they got better, so we'll move them up to fair here. Okay. Signaling was poor today. You put your signal on to change a lane, and then you just leave it on. And that's what that passing mechanism is for. You can use it in the city too, to do your lane changes if you want. But, you know, then you just let go of it, hold it down long enough to make your lane change, and then let it go and shut off on its own. So that's something you can play around with in the future. Push-pull shuffle is excellent. Right of way stays at a fair for everybody. Maneuverability was fair again today. Okay. Still kind of struggling with the when to turn, what time to turn. That's okay. That'll come. And put your signal right about now. Most people know now we can make this stop. Okay, so we're going to. A lot of people, when they see that yellow, like that guy, zoom straight through. Okay. And if you're the one making a left turn and you don't have the arrow, you just have the solid green, if you're the one making the left, you have to make sure that this traffic over here is committing to a stop. Because like I said, for some people that yellow means step on the gas. So you've got to make sure that they're clear before you quickly make your turn then. And that's why you get out into those intersections when you're making those left turns. So that at least one car can go, and that's you. But you got to make sure that the other cars are stopping before you make your turn. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we could have pulled forward and made a right turn on red, but this guy's doing the bouncing thing here, and he's just in such a rush. He's practically out in the intersection already. Now, a good time for us to go will be after this truck right here, or after everybody that's making a left turn is done making their left turn. So now, anyway, we got the green. Because everybody else would be stopped for those people, those left turn only people to go. They go like this, okay? One's coming this way, one's going that way. They're the only traffic that's moving. So once that lane's done, everybody's out of there. That's a good time for you to buzz around. All the traffic is still stopped. Watching the traffic patterns and stuff while you're sitting at a light is really helpful. Okay. Didn't do any parking freeway. One-way streets, you did good. Okay. Heavy traffic. You did good in that. Railroad crossings were excellent. Alongside those road conditions. They were excellent today too. So roadway hazards, you did pretty well about moving, around things that were potholes, missing, whatever. Railroad tracks were excellent. Follows directions was good. Knowledge of the laws is very good. Knowledge of the laws is up to good. at 11:45. Well done today.
I think I got a lot better at that.
It's kind of messed up. That's a first. Why is this thing just popping off of here?
I don't know.
Guess I'll be leaving that open. Stay. Don't drip water all over me. But in general, I think you're getting just more confident. Now you just got to stay focused, okay? You're still kind of losing your focus a little bit in certain times, like just now when we were making that turn. You knew you needed to slow down first, but for some reason you just weren't concentrating on that, okay? So it's that kind of stuff. Just remembering to stay in tune, okay? All right. Well, I will see you then tomorrow at 11:45. All right. You have a good rest of your day.
You too.
And see you tomorrow.
All right, see you tomorrow. Hi, Vivi Chungus. Biggie Chungus. Biggie Chungus. Guys, look at my son. He's so cute. Marty, you're a cutie. I love you, little dude. I love you, little dude. So cute. Marty, how's it going? How's it going, Biggie Chunk? Oh yeah. I love him. I love this little dude. I love this little dude. Marty, how's it going? Marty, how's it going, little dude? Cutie dude, look at the cutie dude. Oh. Okay, guys, that's gonna be it for this stream, and I'll see you guys next.